Hi, your friendly neighbourhood editor here. This episode was recorded in 2020 and as such contains mentions of the COVID-19 pandemic that may be a smidge out of pocket. Our guests today also do talk about a dear departed friend of ours who we miss and we still love very much. Regarding content this week, it is a little bit gross. Mentions of eczema and skin tearing and pulling and peeling. So, if that's not your vibe, feel free to leave this one for this week. We do have an extensive back catalogue. However, if you wish to embark forth, thank you so much for listening, and we sincerely hope you enjoy the show.
Listeners beware, you're in for a scare. This episode, Lillybug in Welcome to the Wicked Wax Museum.
Woo!
That's right. Lily, hello.
Hi, Troy.
Welcome to Pick a Path podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
So this podcast, we sit down with an interactive novel. At the moment, I'm playing through the Give Yourself Goosebumps series by R.L. Stine.
You might scare me.
I know, these are spooky books. They're campy, funny, but also spooky.
I'm not prepared, Troy. You told me we were going to come here, we were going to sit in a closet and we were going to watch movies and we were going to watch something spooky. You didn't tell me we were going to read.
Yeah, I'm going to read to you.
Oh, okay, thank God I don't have to read.
No, you don't have to read, don't worry. You're going to be bantering with me, you're going to be reacting to what's happening, and you're going to be choosing some options today.
Oh, picking? Oh,
yeah, picking a path.
Right. I
Yeah.
thought you meant picking a nose. It's okay.
Right, sit in the closet and pick my nose.
Yeah.
So, R.L. Stine made the Give Yourself Goosebumps books. Have you ever read any of these books?
I read them when I was in primary school. That's a long time ago.
Like 2-3 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
With the mental age, of course. But yeah, no, I read them in primary school when I needed something fast for the book report.
Mm-hmm.
You remember those? Having to write a book report?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my teacher didn't like that I always picked for Goosebumps.
And you did think you had to read this book before you came in.
I did.
And asked me for a copy, and I was like, no, that's spoilers.
I thought it was a book club, okay?
No,
I like book clubs.
I swear there's a book club coming, but not yet.
We'll find out.
So,
The best thing about book clubs, though, is there's wine. And then we get to bitch about the characters in the book.
do love wine and bitching.
Exactly.
Oh, and books.
See, I've got my bottle of wine here. Ready? Come on.
It's chunky.
It is chunky. It is chunky and I love it. And it only cost me $7.
Now, Lillybug, you are a cosplayer. Mm-hmm. You often roleplay, whether that is tabletop roleplaying, LARPing. I mean, obviously, cosplay is a type of roleplay in itself.
It is.
I've seen you do incredible photography images. I've seen you do some awesome videos on YouTube.
It's lies.
And I do believe you tick the talk.
I do tick the talk.
Yeah, you do.
My talk is rather ticking at the moment.
I've noticed.
Oh, thank you.
Good on you.
Thank you.
Now, I am going to hand over to you Book 12 of Give Yourself Goosebumps, so you can have a look at the cover and just tell us what you think.
So it's very shiny. This is lovely and holographic.
Mm-hmm.
Even for, what would this have been, like the mid-90s?
No, yes, it would have been 97, 98 maybe.
97, 98. Can I be cheeky and read?
Go on.
It doesn't tell us.
Oh, it'll be
it'll probably
one page in.
There it is. Where is it? 96.
Oof.
96. But yeah, it's your classic Goosebumps. You've got the spooky, drippy texture. R.L. Stine right on the top. Give Yourself Goosebumps. And we've got a lovely, what looks like melting almost Morticia Addams on the front.
She does look like Morticia Addams.
She does. But I'm thinking the Wax Museum.
Madame Tussauds?
That one. Thank you so much.
Love.
Yeah, she looked like she got put in the window. Because she's quite lavender.
Yep.
The photo of her does have her quite lavender. She's got the classic, like, the 2000s emo eyebrows.
They're
which are like pencil thin, and they are so high up, your forehead has no chance.
Exactly.
There's no space on there.
And of course, the other thing it says on the cover is that you can choose from over 20 different scary endings. Which brings us on to what we're doing today. We are going to play through this book together. It's a little let's play. And if you get an ending that you're not fond of, you can actually go back to one of your previous choices and start again somewhere else.
Thank God. I never had a life before. Now I've got
Two lives.
2 lives? Oh, that's too much pressure, Troy.
I know. 2 lives, and we're going to see how you do on either of them.
Sweet.
But hey, time to use your role-playing abilities to jump into this novel and the character, and let's see how you do.
Let's see how we do, lovely.
Cool, you exclaim to your best friends Liz and Jake. The field trip to the Wicked Wax Museum is today. I can't believe our class gets to see it the day before the grand opening.
So lucky.
Finally! Mr. Dunning's history class won't be such a bore!
Jake adds.
Oh my god.
Sorry, were you not expecting voices?
I kind of wasn't. I'm sorry. I'm so lucky.
Flipping his black baseball cap around backwards.
Mr. Dunning, more like Mr. Dull! Ha ha ha!
So funny.
You said it, Liz giggles. Her red curls bounce when she laughs. Hey, why is it called the Wicked Wax Museum anyway?
You're not old enough.
It's the name of the guy who owns it!
Jake explains.
Dr. Izzy Wicked!
Bad pun.
Bad
Love.
pun. Very.
He made all the wax figures.
Well, according to Mr. Dull, Liz adds, the museum is supposed to bring history to life for us, or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Jake smirks.
And maybe the wax figures will come to life too.
Oh, gross, Liz cries. You're giving me the creeps, Jake. Come on, you two, you say. The bus is here. Let's be first in line so we can grab the back seats.
Oh, of course, it's so cool to be in the back seats.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
But your option is to go to page 2.
I want to go to page 3. No.
Oh, jeez. So we're jumping over to page 2.
Cool.
Let's see how this goes. On the bus, you rush to the back. You and Liz take a 2-seater. Jake sits alone across the aisle with his red sneakered feet on the seat. Now no one else can sit there. Jake leans back. His chin-length brown hair falls over the top of the seat.
Let's get this crate rolling!
He mutters.
All right, people!
Mr. Dunning shouts from the front of the bus.
I've never heard you sound so butch.
Thanks to my personal donation to the museum, we get to see the place before it opens to the public tomorrow.
The teacher does one last head count.
All right, Sal,
He says to the driver.
we're all here. Let's go!
As soon as the bus starts moving, Jake presses his nose and open lips flat against the window for the viewing pleasure of other people on the road.
No.
Then he breathes on the window and writes in steam, honk if you hate history.
Oh no. Honk, 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 no.
Honk, you say laughing. Great, you're already in the mindset of your character, you're ready.
I'm so excited.
Honk, honk, Liz adds. You and Liz are honking so loud you don't see Mr. Dunning coming down the aisle. He looks mad.
Oh no.
Go to page 3.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you'd like to now finally, you wanted to go to page 3.
I'm so excited for page 3.
This is what you wanted from this adventure.
This is what I wanted.
That's enough out of you three. You're always making trouble.
The red-faced Mr. Dunning sputters.
If you hate history so much, you can just wait for the rest of us in the lobby.
But then we are history.
Oh brother, you groan. There goes our fun. Minutes later, the bus pulls up to a stone building. Mr. Dunning leads the class into the lobby of the Wicked Wax Museum.
It's a prison.
A scowling woman in a purple turban and gold bracelets sits inside a ticket booth.
These 3 students will not be going in,
Mr. Dunning tells her. He turns to you, Jake and Liz, and points to a bench by the wall.
Sit there, you little monsters.
Oof.
And you'd better still be sitting there when I come back.
This kind of behaviour would not be accepted these days.
Right?
Calling students monsters, like even as young as that would get you a strike and you would go straight on stuff.com.
Especially if like you've paid for your trip or anything else.
Exactly,
Yep.
exactly. The parents would be pissed.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The class leaves you behind as they enter the Hall of Historical Exhibits. A red door closes after them.
Bye, you're dead now.
Jake manages to sit still for a few minutes. Then he jumps up and says, what voice did I do for Jake, was it?
I think it's time for us to take a little tour of our own.
Yeah, this one.
Your option is to turn to page 75.
Jesus!
Yeah, we're jumping through the book now.
That's as fast as my last relationship. Jesus. bang on, perfect.
Yep, a little bit of page turning ASMR.
I feel the tingles.
Jake!
The tingles.
Jake, don't! You whisper loudly as he disappears through the red door. You glance at the ticket lady. She's busy with something in the booth. Jake! You call again. We're in enough trouble already. You jump up from the bench and try to grab the door before it closes. Too late. The red door slams in your face.
Hey, open up!
You hear Jake yelling through the door. He rattles the knob.
Help!
He cries. Liz leaps up to help you push the door open. It won't budge.
Good.
Funny, stop kidding around, Jake, she scolds.
Help!
Jake screams again. He really does sound scared. Then you hear a whir, like a motor starting up.
Like that thing that was just outside before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The click of gears mingles with Jake's cries. Jake, you shout. There's no answer. You press your ear against the door and listen. I think something is really wrong, you whisper to Liz. His cries are getting farther away. We have to get in. You shake the door handle and give one last push. Suddenly, the door opens easily. Darkness greets you both.
Nope.
Darkness and the loud whirring of a motor.
Nope.
No sign of Jake.
Cool. Okay, bye. There's our sacrifice. Bye!
Yep.
Sacrifice repaid. Wait, okay, I'm gonna go sit back on the bench.
Unfortunately, Lilybug, it is time for you to make your first actual picking of path.
Pressure.
Are you going to go in after Jake, or do you decide to get help first?
That is a difficult decision.
It is. What are you thinking at the moment? Whirring motor noises, your friend Jake.
Well, I was joking about sacrifice, but I'm almost a bit worried about what's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, we have Purple Turban Lady hanging out at the ticket booth. I don't think she's going to help us because she just heard our teacher call us monsters.
Yeah.
She probably doesn't want to help us. So you know what? If you ain't going to get something done, you're going to do it yourself. So let's go after him.
Excellent. So you're heading over to page 30 to go in after Jake.
Going back to go forward? Wow, what is this?
Books are confusing.
The tingles.
No time to lose. Jake needs your help. You step into the darkness. Liz clutches your arm. I don't like that motor sound. That wasn't her voice.
No.
I
don't like this motor sound.
Right? Why am I going British now?
I don't know.
Oh, gross. There we go.
There you go. Just gotta go back to, gross.
I don't like that motor sound. She stammers. You don't like it either. But it's too late to turn around now. The heavy red door slams shut behind you. A thick bolt slides into place on its own. You're locked in.
Fuck. Not again.
Slowly your eyes adjust to the strange red light that fills the room. Then you see what's making the motor sound. Ahead of you is a conveyor belt that moves slowly through a velvet streamered opening into a black tunnel. It reminds you of those luggage carousels at the airport, but there are no suitcases on this conveyor belt.
Or the back room that Daddy told me not to go into at the video store.
Instead, there's a body. Jake's.
Bye.
And it's moving slowly away from you. His red sneakers are disappearing into the tunnel. Then you notice something else. Out of the corner of your eye, you see something move across the room. It's only a shadow, but there's definitely something there. What is it?
It's my conscience telling me to get the fuck out.
And surprisingly, you've been given a second choice.
So suddenly?
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Do you want to find out what's moving through the shadows, or do you ignore it and just go after Jake?
I mean, going into the dark places being like, hello? Hello? Like they're gonna reply being like, oh yeah, I'm in the kitchen, who wants a sandwich?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's never a good idea. So, but Jake's going into the caravan of death.
The caravan on the conveyor belt? Ah yes. This is Jake in the caravan of death. Oh no!
Oh my god.
Guys, no, I'm in a caravan.
That's the best Kiwi holiday though.
Right?
Oh god,
The
so
caravan of death.
caravan of death. Oh, we love it. Can that be a thing? That's going to be a new D&D campaign.
Good.
Right then and there. She's sorry. Oh, man, that actually had me tearing up. That was, wow. Wow. I need some more wine. It's totally wine, by the way.
That was a wine noise, definitely.
That was such a wine noise.
It's not a water bottle, I swear.
No, totally not. Totally not. Stay hydrated. So, death by shadows or death by caravan? Conveyor belt.
Yes, the two genders. So are you going to find out what's moving through the shadows, or are you ignoring it and just going after Jake?
Fuck it, let's go to the shadows.
Okay.
What we do in the shadows is a great show, okay?
It is. It's a great show, filmed here in New Zealand where we are.
Yeah. Literally right on the street, actually.
Well, no, sorry. The movie was filmed in New Zealand, the show's filmed in America.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. 96, my favourite position.
On page 93,
oh,
here we go.
Disappointment, also my favourite position.
Someone is watching you. You feel it. There's something in the shadows across the room. And you have to find out what it is. Maybe it's Jake, you think. Maybe this whole thing is one of his pranks. Maybe he put his sneakers on the conveyor belt, so you'd think he was unconscious. Maybe not. Jake, you call out hopefully. Is that you? There's no reply. Mr. Dunning? You try again. A spotlight suddenly shines down from the ceiling. It blinds you for a moment. Then you and Liz both gasp. The light is shining on a person, but it sure isn't Mr. Dunning.
Oh god.
This giant wears a black hood and black cape. He holds a gleaming axe blade high in the air.
Where's my whistle?
In a moment, he will bring it down on the victim kneeling before him.
Is it me?
It's the executioner, you exclaim, horrified. He was in one of the Goosebumps books we read. Remember, Liz?
No, I don't think I read that one.
Yeah, Liz whispers. The executioner. Her eyes are wide.
How old are these kids?
Barely breathe. Your age, as in you in the book.
Oh, yeah, how do they know what an executioner is my question.
From the Goosebumps book.
Oh, of course.
Then she screams, "It's Jake! He's going to be executed!" Turn to page 99.
It's my favourite sleeping position.
That's spooning, right.
Oh yeah! I was just thinking, flat, asleep.
Yep. Your stomach turns over. Liz is right. The figure kneeling with his head on the chopping block has chin-length brown hair, just like Jake's. "Jake!" you shriek. You dash over and grab his hand to pull him off the chopping block, but what you feel startles you. Jake's hand is covered with wax. Right then, the executioner's arms glide downward. The axe gleams in the spotlight. Whack! The steel axe blade lands squarely on Jake's neck.
No!
Quick, turn to page 42.
Quick! It's like you weren't expecting what you were reading on the page. You're like, hey, what?
Exactly, I wasn't expecting it. I was surprised.
Child murder!
42, the answer to everything. Let's see if it's the answer to...
What the fuck is happening here?
Yeah. The whack of the axe on the chopping block is followed by a thud. The severed head rolls and lands at your feet. Ah! You scream. Or laugh.
I'm a nervous laugher, okay? I'm definitely not the only one. What the fuck?
Two glassy eyes are staring up at you. But wait, those aren't Jake's eyes at all. They're marbles, you exclaim to Liz. This is just a wax figure. It's part of the exhibit. It doesn't even look like Jake except for the hair.
So we've let Jake go in the caravan of death.
Ha! Liz laughs nervously. She's also a nervous laughter.
Yeah, I told you.
Laugher.
Laugher.
I wasn't fooled for 1 minute, were you? She looks at the headless wax figure.
I'll put her on the block.
And shudders. I wasn't scared, you reply, trying to sound braver than you feel. To prove it, you reach up and tweak the executioner's waxy nose. It's all fake. See? Yeah, Liz says, giving the towering figure's cheek a pinch. Just fake. You're not so sure anymore, though. You don't want to scare Liz or anything, but when you touched his nose, you felt... what was it? Breath?
Oh, God.
Yes, warm breath coming from the executioner. But that's impossible! Or is it? Take a deep breath yourself and go to page 86.
What? It's a real person! No! It's no longer just child murder. It's no. This is strange danger. Where's my whistle? No.
You lean closer to the executioner. This time you're sure. The wax figure's chest is definitely moving. Slowly. In and out. Is this part of the exhibit? What are you doing? Liz jokes. Checking him for bad breath?
No, breast cancer, bitch. Check yourself. Check yourself before you get wrecked.
Right.
Ugh.
Do you see it? You whisper. See what? Liz asks. She takes a closer look at the wax axe man. Then her eyes grow wide. They made it look like he's breathing. The spotlight above the exhibit flickers. Liz grabs your arm. This is too creepy, she cries. Let's find Jake and get out of here. But you're too busy examining the executioner. Curiosity overcomes fear.
Is he lovely?
You scratch at one waxy hand with your fingernail. It kind of grosses you out, but at the same time, it fascinates you. All the while, the big wax figure's barrel chest moves in and out, ever so gently. Turn to page 78 to see what you find.
Oh god.
They're drawing this out.
They really are. I'm trying to rack it in my head as well. There's stuff. I'm also just imagining, like, you remember those, like, classic, like, almost like the Scooby-Doo cartoons and stuff where they're just like, it's totally fake, and they're just like, that's bigger than I expected. That's not the Tweety little thing.
Right.
Oh.
That's not a little child person.
That's a hip, and there's some movies, and that's some facial hair. Ooh.
The wax on the hand of the executioner peels away easily. You flick a soft lump of the stuff off your finger and scratch some more. This time you scrape a patch on his arm. You dig deeper with your nail. Under the cool layers of wax, you feel a warm spot. You squint your eyes and look closer. It is only flesh-coloured wax. Or is it really flesh? Turn to page 132. Short page. Short and sweet.
Oh, we love it.
You're so busy scratching the wax surface of the executioner that you hardly notice what's happening. But it gradually dawns on you. Fingers. 5 of them. Fingers have wrapped themselves around your right arm, and they're starting to squeeze. You can't bring yourself to raise your eyes to the executioner's face. Your eyes are level with his chest. In and out. In and out. You gulp. Liz, you say, I certainly hope that's you squeezing my arm. Knock it off, Liz says from across the room. You're scaring me. They're not Liz's fingers. That can only mean one thing.
It's Jake.
Now we have a very long little paragraph down here at the bottom of the page.
Oh yay.
What happens next depends on how easily scared you get.
Oh god.
Are you the type who flies into a panic? Or are you cool and collected when things get scary? Go ahead and test yourself. Hold out your hand away from your body. Can you keep your fingers perfectly still, or do they wiggle and twitch? If you can keep them still, go to page 10. If your fingers are trembling even a little, go to page 120.
Well, I'll try.
Now I know this is exciting content for the listeners at home who are listening to me watch Lily's hand. Oh, you're pretty damn still.
I am.
Like your arm moves slightly, but not your fingers.
That's something you really can't avoid because it's your heartbeat. It's your heartbeat, your heart rate. That's going to always cause a constant motion.
Mm-hmm. But your fingers are not moving.
Yeah. My fingers only move when someone really pisses me off and I do this.
Lily pulled the fingers at me. That was the joke. It hurt my feelings.
It's because I love him so much.
Aw, thank you. I love you. Thanks for coming on to the show.
I love you too. Fun fact, how many years ago Troy just started referring to me as his wife?
Well, it was in 2015, actually.
There we go. Love you.
Yep.
What are we doing? Going away to Fiji? Oh wait, no, COVID.
Well, we'll see what we do, and we'll see if COVID's still relevant.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
We'll bring the boys with us.
Yep.
By boys, we mean our own boys, by the way. Because I have a boy and he has a boy and we're all sharing one big cuddle puddle.
Oh, right, not our sons.
No, no.
They can stay at home.
They can stay at home, fuck that.
So, are we going with you kept your fingers still or that they were trembling?
I kept my fingers still, thank you very much.
You sure did. Just wanted to make sure that was the option you'd like.
Thank you, my dear.
We're heading all the way back to page 10.
Jesus!
Liz, you say, trying to stay calm. We've got a problem. Problem? Liz asks. What problem? She looks right at you, but she doesn't realise why you're standing so still. What is it? She asks, staring at you. You move your eyes downward. My hand, you whisper softly. His hand You add even more softly. Liz looks at the executioner's fingers wrapped tightly around your hand. As she's watching, the executioner raises his index finger and waves it at Liz. He's alive!
Alive!
She screams. She lunges forward. Using both hands, she shoves the executioner backwards and throws him completely off balance.
Roll a strength check.
The axe goes flying out of his hand. You scramble over to the axe. It's yours. Add axe to inventory.
Yeah.
As the giant creature tries to get up, you raise the axe over your head. But before you can bring it down again on your black-caped enemy, someone stops you.
Oh god.
Got you!
No, different voice. I realised it sounded too much like Jake. It
I was gonna say.
just says, got you, says a man's voice, so I had to do the like, is this a character we know?
For once, are we turning a page without having to go to a different page? What?
Got you, says a man's voice. Turn to page 13 to find out who has you.
Oh, the lucky page. What is that voice?
Spooky.
So spooky.
Someone yanks the axe out of your hand. You spin around. Your eyes widen in surprise. Two men in doctor's masks and overalls are standing behind you. One is tall and thin, the other is short and round.
I'm sorry, but is this like plague doctor masks? That's what I'm picturing for some reason. That would make it even more scary. Jesus. Because those things, those are already scary as hell because they are like a good foot away from your face.
Mm-hmm.
They're made of leather. You see the stitching, and then like typically the lenses are not clear these days.
Oh
They're
yeah.
typically red. Well, I say these days, but like the classic ones are typically red.
Super spooky.
So spooky. So spooky.
You're here to finish the exhibits, not to finish them off.
Sneers the shorter man.
Thanks to you, we have to start all over with the executioner exhibit.
Adds the tall man.
I was talking to me.
What are they talking about? You and Liz are too stunned to ask. You watch the two men lift up the frozen executioner and carry him to the conveyor belt. Curls of wax litter the floor. They lay him down on the belt and watch as he disappears through the red velvet streamers.
Dr. Wicked won't like this.
No, I just went to the other voice.
Ooh. Dr. Wicked won't like this. There's no time for do-overs.
The short man grumbles.
As for you two,
The other man says, shoving you roughly. It's time for you to join your friend. He's been waiting for you in the skin scraping centre.
I'm sorry. I already have shitty skin, so it's like because I have eczema. Especially in this current weather, we're currently filming this in the midst between winter and spring, and that's when eczema is like at its worst.
Oh yeah.
So like peeling that, I'm just like, I don't know why.
The skin scraping centre.
It sounds like a really bad dermatologist.
2016, 2017, when all of my skin fell off my body.
Oh god.
And I had to go through radiation therapy.
I remember that.
I became allergic to my own skin and sweat. It was a whole ordeal.
It was a whole ordeal.
But I've got skin now. I'm no longer a lizard person.
Yay!
But the skin scraping centre, a little bit triggering to talk about.
A little bit, especially with the both of us. Fun.
no!
Liz cries.
What have you done to Jake?
The two men laugh.
What? I don't know what's scarier, the book or that sound that came out of your mouth.
Nothing we won't do to you too.
The short one promises.
Stranger danger.
Turn to page 6.
If this was Australian, I would see a lot of things. So funny.
Liz looks as scared as you feel.
Don't be afraid.
The man holding her declares.
The dipping doesn't hurt for long.
I'm sorry.
You won't get away with this, you warn. Our teacher, Mr. Dunning, is friends with the owner of this place. He made a personal contribution to the museum,
You're the one who won't get away.
says your captor.
He doesn't know it, but the biggest contribution Mr. Dunning made is you kids.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, no, where are the donations? Wait, is it the entire class though? Is this a mass sacrifice?
You'll never see your teacher again.
That's right.
Adds Liz's guard.
Dr. Wicked ordered us to make new figurines for the unfinished exhibits before the grand opening of the museum tomorrow.
The press and television news people are arriving in 2 hours, adds the tall man. We've got a lot of body dipping to do in a very little amount of time.
Okay, at least they're doing it in a regulated place. God, everything is like stranger danger. If the bloody newscasters came out and they saw that, there would be, like, if it was 2020, there would be Amber Alerts here and there. Well, we're not in America, but you get what I mean.
Oh,
Amber
yeah.
Alert here, child protection over here, SIFs over there. Well, they're not called SIFs anymore, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Red flags. That's what I'm saying. Red flags.
Body dipping, you screech. Where's Mr. Dunning? Where's Jake? I demand to see him. Now! And you start to scream.
Scream all you like, kid,
Says the short one.
Your friend is being processed. It's done in stages. First the steaming, then the skinning, then the hot wax dripping. It's hard to create exhibits of such horrifying quality, you know. But this is supposed to be a history museum,
Liz cries. Get Liz's answer on page 130.
Oh god. At some point you were going to slip up and say lizard.
I know, I keep thinking lizard because I'm the lizard.
You are the lizard. Hiss. Hiss fall in love.
History?
The tall worker laughs. I've realised I've just given him male Liz voice.
Oh no.
That's a good one. The public wants horror, not history, and we aim to please. You've already met the executioner. Soon you'll meet the others.
Others, you cry. What others? The short man answers.
First things first. There's no time to steam you. We'll send you straight to the next step.
He pulls a red curtain aside. A door in the wall slides open to a dimly lit hallway. At the far end, there's a glass door with red letters on it. They say,
Skin Scraping Centre.
and there's Jake on the other side.
Oh no.
Jake, you cry. Hold on! We're coming to get you! He's struggling in the arms of another masked museum worker. Now he's being strapped onto a rolling stretcher and pushed out of sight. I like to think like Hannibal style, like...
Yeah, that's what I was picturing too. Jeez.
He's gone again, but at least you know he's alive.
God damn it, Jake.
Get moving!
The tall man orders. They push you and Liz through the doorway. The door slides shut behind you and locks.
Why does this all sound like a really, really bad spa? They sound like, the way that you're describing them, it sounds like a beauty treatment. Like, we're gonna do the steaming first,
Oh,
then
yes.
the hot wax,
The scraping.
and the scraping. That's actually a thing though. There's like the, what's it, like, not chemical peels, but like...
But there are chemical
There
peels.
are chemical peels. Those are scary.
Yeah.
But like...
With the leeches and stuff and the types of little fish that you can
Yeah.
do for the feet and stuff.
Yeah, we did one of those in Rotorua up at the Polynesian Spa. I dipped my hands in because I get the eczema right between my fingers. That sucks. I dipped them in and they nibbled clean at that. It's a weird sensation, but like now that's what I'm thinking of, like the
The
I'm just
skin
gonna,
scraping feels.
Yeah, I'm like tapping his knees. Yeah. It's like tapping his knees with...
Yeah, little nibbles.
It's the tiniest of nibbles, and it's like... It's happening all at once, and it's like, ooh.
Well, we're gonna see if that's what's gonna happen to you here.
At least it's free.
You and Liz are alone. Now's the time to make your move. You've got to act before they turn Jake into a statue. On the wall, 2 buttons glow. One is yellow, one is green. They look important. Just what you need to create a distraction. But which button should you push?
Both.
Yellow or green?
Why is there no red? Did Goosebumps finally listen and not put an emergency exit button right there? Emergency exit, emergency stop, or distraction.
Yeah. Thank goodness they stopped putting self-destruct buttons in the room.
That's the one, thank you. Yellow or green? Yellow. I mean, typically... primary school me would say, green means go, let's not push that.
Yep.
But adult Lily is saying, no, this is a trick. Green is not gonna mean go.
Don't you hate it when the type of choice they gives you is something that's like, it's not, do you do the creepy thing or do you do the safe thing? It's, here's 2 colours, which one?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like the best thing is I think you and I are both the same, and we're both overthinkers. We're like, this could be the situation, but this could also be the situation, which could lead to this, which could lead... Yeah.
Oh, if I was reading this book by myself, I'd have 13 fingers inside the different pages keeping track of the options.
Yeah, and toes.
And toes.
And if you need to, a knob. Sorry.
So, Lilybug, green, yellow. Choose one for me, my wifely fellow.
Green. Go
We're
green.
going to page 55.
Fun. We're going to drop everything and then go to page 55.
You push the green button. The ceiling above you opens up. A large pair of tongs reaches down and lifts you and Liz up through the opening in the ceiling. As you rise, you see the floor below you, speeding downward and away from you. In fact, you realise you're not moving up at all. The tongs are holding you in place, while all that is below you sinks farther and farther away.
What?
Are they just going to keep us hanging here? You wonder aloud. You spoke too soon. A veil of mist gathers at your feet. Your feet. No? Wow, I can read.
Yay!
Your feeling of dangling in midair disappears. Solid ground is under your feet again. You peer down and see that you're standing on a sidewalk. The tongs release you and vanish. When you glance up to see what happened to them, you see a row of small apartment buildings. Hey, what is this place, you say? Turn to page 33.
Are we outside? So wait, what happened here? It said it didn't lift us.
So tongs came down and scooped you,
Yeah.
held you in place, and the floor moved down. You stayed in place, the sidewalk was under you, you looked up to see the tongs, and unfortunately you couldn't see them, you could just see a row of apartment buildings.
Okay, somewhere I was drugged.
And we're turning to page 33 to figure out what happened.
Yeah. By the way, that sound of the rumbling, is that...
The elevator.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's low enough on here that we should be able to mute most of it. What we can't, we deal with.
Suffer.
Yeah.
Life in the city.
It's louder to us because we can feel, like, hear the walls
Yeah.
moving, but it's not as strong on the recordings once they're recorded.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's so foggy here. Who can tell what this place is?
Silent Hill.
A full moon lights the night sky. A single gas lamp casts weird shadows against the brick walls of the buildings. Liz moves the mist away with her hand and looks around. The gaslight flickers, but nothing else moves. All is quiet. All is still.
It's a city.
Liz says softly. An empty city, it looks like, you reply a little nervously. We're the only ones here. A metal garbage can falls over with a crash, and a surprised cat wails in the alley. You turn in the direction of the noise, and scream. Liz, look out! Behind you! Liz whirls around and gasps. Uh-oh. You're not the only ones here after all.
Oh god.
Hurry to page 94.
Hurry!
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 I hurried too far.
No, no!
The tall, shadowy figure of a man stands in a swirling cloud of mist. He wears a dark overcoat and a wide-brimmed hat pulled down over his eyes. As the fog clears, you see that his hands are stretched out in front of him. He's reaching for Liz's throat. Look out! He's going to strangle you! You exclaim. Liz ducks. The strangler keeps reaching for her. This time you reach for her too. You pull her in the opposite direction and start running. Are those footsteps behind you? Is the strangler following you? You desperately want to look back, but it might slow you down. Do you look back over your shoulder? Or do you keep running and don't look back?
Oh god. See, a part of me... Side note, I don't know why I'm totally picturing it's either Jack the Ripper or Sherlock Holmes. But it said it was apartment, so it's like probably it's a modern day thing. These kids are probably too young. I'm overthinking. Look back. Make sure it's definitely him. Liz will definitely hold me back. I mean, at this point, I probably would want to chuck her in the skin scraping centre myself. But maybe I'm an accessory to murder. But that's fine. Or we just keep running. And not see if it's actually a person or if it's a model. Did it say if it was moving? I don't think it did. Fuck it, let's keep running.
You're going to keep running?
Let's keep running.
You're going to keep running and not look back? Over on page 8.
On page 8.
You keep running and don't look back. You don't have to see him. Now you can hear the strangler's footsteps behind you. Hurry, Liz, he's following us! You run to the entrance door of the brick apartment building closest to you and try the handle. Locked. The Strangler is catching up. You hurry to the next door. Locked.
Do I still have the axe?
No, unfortunately not. Taken by the scientist doctors with masks.
Oh, that's right. Bugger.
The Strangler is closing in on you. Liz trips and stumbles.
My ankle!
Leave her.
She cries, hopping on one foot.
I twisted it.
Leave it.
The Strangler is gaining on you. You drag Liz to the next door. Locked.
Leave her.
All locked. There's only one building left to try. Liz, you say, pulling her along after you. Come on, you've got to make it a little farther. You reach the door of the last building. There's a candle burning in the window on the top floor, you whisper hoarsely to Liz. This one's got to open for us. Run for page 79.
I don't know why, part of me is imagining like it's one of those soundtracks that sound like there's footsteps following you.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's that ambient sort of thing. I don't know why I'm picturing that.
You turn the handle. The door is unlocked.
Oh, thank God.
You push it open and pull Liz inside the warm building. There's a staircase in front of you.
We're coming in, put on some pants.
You turn back and see the Strangler reaching the walkway leading up to the door. You have only seconds left before he'll get to you. You and Liz race up the stairs just steps ahead of the menacing man. He catches you by the hand.
Got you!
He growls. Let me go, you cry, twisting your hand in his. Liz pulls at you and you pull at him. You scratch at his gripping hand with your free hand. Gobs of soft wax are stuck under your fingernails.
Ugh.
He's wax, just like all the others. Wax, but alive too.
Ugh.
Twist your hand free and turn to page 129.
Oh, jeez. I'm starting to wonder, like, it's such a small book that it's how many endings or, like, how many of the stories mix and match?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't remember. It's been so long since that was my ankle. Sorry. But yeah, oh, so long. So long.
You twist and scratch until you pull yourself free from the wax madman. You grip Liz and pull her up the stairs. You reach the room where the light is on. There's no time to knock. You throw open the door and come face to face with the tall museum worker who captured you
You scared me!
in the executioner's room. He's still wearing his white overalls, but he's taken off the doctor's mask.
I've been expecting you,
He says,
You didn't really think you could get away, did you? You're staying with us forever!
he looks past you and speaks to the man behind you.
Aren't they? Strangler!
It's actually called the Strangler, Jesus.
You turn to run, but the Strangler's towering figure blocks the way.
Why try to leave?
The man in overalls snarls.
You should feel honoured to be part of the grand opening of the museum.
While he talks, you search the room with your eyes.
No, I'm going to
yes.
search the room with my nose, thank you very much, and then maybe I'll try with my lips.
Look, when perception's failing, you've got to check it out with
Nat
every
one.
sense.
Nat one.
You're looking for anything that might save you and Liz. Then you see it, the candle in the window. You've got an idea, and it just might work.
Would you like to share with me what that idea is?
Well, unfortunately, you have no choice but to try it. Turn to page 7.
I've got no choice? Oh, jeez. Not even a stay still and maybe they'll be nice on me and just take me back to the school group and then I can get a growling and saying I didn't move from the seat.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dunning, I'm such a monster, please.
I'll write lines. Please call me monster more often. No, wait, what? I'd rather him call me monster than me call him daddy. Don't tell Mrs. Jameson. What?
With your eye on the candle in the window, you start screaming wildly. You fling your arms in the air and flap your hands. You bob your head up and down like a dashboard doll with a loose spring.
Grab the kid!
The worker shouts at the Strangler. Liz can't believe her eyes. You've never gone totally berserk before. You wink at her, and then she gets the idea. Now she shrieks wildly too. When the attention turns to Liz, you reach for the candle in the window. You wave the flickering flame in the face of the Strangler, back and forth, closer and closer to his waxy cheeks.
Surprise, it's plastic and it does nothing.
No!
The man in overalls screams when he sees what you're up to.
Not fire! He'll melt! Take it away!
It's too late for the Strangler. From beneath the wide-brimmed hat, flesh-coloured wax drips down in a puddle. The museum worker punches... Ooh.
Jeez.
The museum worker pushes you aside and tries to glob the hot wax back into place. He looks up at you and snarls.
You'll pay for this, I promise you that.
Get out of there while you still can. Run to page 109.
Yes, ma'am.
Just call me ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, good. You and Liz waste no time getting out of there. Back down on the street, you gaze up at the building. From the window at the very top, the museum worker sticks his head out and screams,
You'll pay for this! You'll pay! We've got your friend Jake and we'll get you too!
Jake's a dick, we can leave him behind! Just let us out!
Hurry, Liz, you say. We better get out of here. She's groaning and rubbing her ankle.
I can't run anymore.
Go
She
here.
says.
My ankle's too sore. I need to rest a minute.
You gaze up the street and see the man in overalls coming out of the building he was in. Quickly, you pull Liz into the dark doorway of the nearest building. By mistake, she leans back against the door and hits the doorbell. Bzzz! An ear-stinging buzzer sounds. The door opens automatically. A long hallway stretches in front of you. At the end of it, a woman motions to you to come in. It's the ticket lady from the lobby of the museum. What's she doing here, you wonder? Uh-oh, something's fishy.
Well, maybe she's just gonna show me where that seat was and I can go back and take my seat.
That would be great.
That would be so great.
But first you've got to make a choice.
Oh no.
Do you turn back? Or do you go inside?
I'm gonna go inside.
You're going to go inside to where the ticket lady is?
Because so far the ticket lady actually hasn't said a word to me. She might be nice.
Well, we're heading to page 116 to find out.
Lovely. Can I just point out, the way that this book is set up, the way that this setup is, I'm on the right, Troy's on the left, and Troy's got the back of the book facing me, so I have the lovely scowl of Miss Emo Eyebrows, Morticia, waxy face, just glaring at me this entire time, and I'm just like, every decision is like, I'm being judged. I am being judged.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
She is looking down on you.
Oh yeah, she is.
You go inside the building and slam the door behind you. Once inside, you see a lighted sign on the wall.
Lighted?
That's what it says.
Oh wow.
It flashes black, red, black, red. When it flashes red, the word future is spelled out in black. When it flashes black, the word past is spelled out in red.
Huh.
The woman who was selling tickets in the lobby stares into a crystal ball.
The woman who is smelling tickets. Oh, I love you.
She's really a fortune teller.
Hey.
Well, that explains that wacky purple turban she's wearing.
I was gonna say that my first thought was she reminds me of like the what's it, Zongo or something from Big.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, like Zorro. No, you guys know what I mean. You can Google it because you know you're not sitting in a closet doing a podcast. You guys are at home listening to the podcast.
And hopefully not in the closet.
I mean, if it's comfy, you can stay there. Harry Potter lived there for a while and he was pretty comfy.
That's true.
But he did get a lot of dust. Not good for the hay fever. Anyway.
As you approach her, she looks up at you. I know all from my crystal ball, she says mysteriously. I see you are the ones with no tickets, eh? And how will you pay your way?
Wait, surely we had tickets. We're on this field trip. We would have paid before, right?
I assume you didn't get your tickets because you had to sit outside.
But we still would have had to pay for them to go on the trip.
I'm not sure. It's too late for tickets now. You're already in. What? You? Oh no, sorry, that's her. Well, you stammer. I mean, we don't have any money on us or anything. Mr. Dunning was supposed to... It's too late for tickets now. You're already in. What you need is a ticket out. She swirls her hands over the crystal ball and asks you to make your choice. Red or black, future or past. You must decide, and you must decide fast.
Oh god. This is when you pull out one of those like hourglasses.
It's too hard to decide on your own. Oh yeah.
It is. Oh no, are you making a decision for me?
It says here, it's too hard to decide on your own. Let a deck of cards help you. Go find a pack in your house and pick a card. If you pick a red card for future, turn to page 23. If you pick a black card for past, turn to page 1.
Oh shit! I love this! take a tiny break to go find the deck.
I know where my deck of cards is. I'll be right back. So I found a deck of cards, a brand new deck of cards even.
ASMR.
They're still completely wrapped up.
The S in ASMR stands for strength.
Oh
Sorry.
God.
Sorry, that was a lot louder than I expected it to be.
Now Lily, are you able to shuffle cards?
I am.
So what I'm going to do,
Throw them on the floor.
as you can see in front of me, this is a brand new deck of cards.
Brand new, unsorted.
Mm-hmm.
2 jokers.
2 jokers.
Just like my life.
52 regular playing cards.
I shall shuffle.
I'll get you to shuffle over the microphone, of course.
Oh, I shall do it that way so we don't have an accidental sponsor that is not actually a sponsor. Typical. If this was a tarot deck, then
that would be our choice.
that would be our choice. Oh, imagine if it told us to pick a tarot deck, though.
Oh no.
God, that'd be scary. I mean, I have one, but I have it at home. It's probably screaming at me to do a reading. Let me think about it. Do you want to give it a shuffle as well?
Sure.
Go on.
I'm not a good shuffler, but I can definitely mix some cards up.
Yeah, I can cause chaos. It's fine.
So, to reiterate, Lily, if you choose a red card, you're going into the future. If you choose a black card, you're going into the past.
Yeah, and we were just saying as we had it paused while we were finding the cards, if we go back to the past, technically, I start over again, and I still have 1 life. I still have 2 lives.
You haven't lost one yet.
I haven't. Oh.
So, I've got the cards splayed in front of you. You may now pick a card. Pick any card, and then pick a path.
I got my eyes shut, and I'm gonna pick this card.
I've taken the card off Lily and not let her see it.
Okay. I'm gonna have my eyes covered.
So red cards go into the future, black cards go into the past. And you have drawn the 4 of spades.
Oh no! Oh no! We're going back!
The card is black, so we're going back to page 1.
Oh my god! Oh, here we go again, folks. Oh, I need a coffee. I'm gonna get comfy. Sorry for the Rickle Rex. You get to enjoy the view of my side butt.
Now, this has never happened before. I've never had to start again.
No!
If you, for whatever reason, want to hear the first 3 pages of this book again, jump to 5 minutes 5 seconds.
So page 3 leads you to page 75, where you actually got your first choice. And you got to choose whether you got to choose whether you were going in after Jake, or if you were deciding to get help first.
I mean, at this point, let's get help.
Yeah, you're gonna go and get help first?
So you're gonna pretend to be sick. I'm gonna throw you outside of the elevator, and I know you don't like it, but I mean, it's effective. I love it. Come on.
It's true. Okay, but we're heading to page 111, which is page 111, of course, which in New Zealand is the emergency services.
So either way, we're doing get help.
You're beginning to believe Jake's screams really aren't a joke. Still, you don't want to go through the pitch dark doorway that yawns in front of you. We'd better ask someone for help, you suggest. You look around the lobby.
There's no one here except that weird ticket lady,
Liz whispers.
She looks like a fortune teller in that purple turban. She gives me the creeps.
Well, creepy or not, she's the only one here, you point out. You approach the ticket window. The ticket lady is sitting with her back to you. Excuse me, you say. The ticket lady doesn't speak or move. Excuse me, you say a little louder. We think our friend is in trouble. Still, no answer.
We're gonna pay her a coin.
Why won't you answer?
Liz yells.
What's wrong with you?
She's plastic.
Maybe she's deaf, you whisper. You reach into the booth to tap the ticket lady on the arm. Her arm is cold and hard. You gasp. She's not real. She's only a wax figure. What's going on here?
Oh no!
Turn to page 12.
Oh my god. See, this is when we're having the moment of this is on stream when we're like, oh, this is what, whoa, we could have done this from the start. Oh man.
And again, remember, none of the things that have happened to you just now have happened. So you
Exactly.
don't know what's going on with Jake. You don't know about the doctors and masks.
No, we don't. We don't know about the strangler. We don't know about the executioner. We
No.
don't know about the skin scraping centre. Jesus fuck.
An awful gurgling cry from the doorway behind you makes you both shudder. Jake! There's no time to figure out why the ticket lady is made of wax. Your friend needs your help. We'll have to go outside and find the bus driver, you tell Liz. Come on! You step outside the lobby and look for Sal, the bus driver, but he's nowhere in sight. In fact, there isn't a living soul anywhere around you. What are you going to do?
It's a simulation.
At that moment, a long black limousine pulls up next to you. The windows are tinted dark blue. You can't see inside until the passenger side window slowly glides down.
I knew I was adopted. Come to me, rich daddy.
A uniformed driver leans across the seat. His hat throws a deep shadow that hides his face, but his voice is friendly, and he says,
Good one.
I'm Axel.
Oh, God.
May I be of some assistance? Go to page 69.
Nice.
From the police number to the sex number, as books usually do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a soft cover, so what do you expect? Tusk love, everyone. Tusk love.
Help!
Liz cries.
Our friend is trapped in the museum and we can't find anyone to help us rescue him.
Calm down, Axel says. There's a phone in the back seat. Get in. You can call for help.
That's the rich version of I've got candy, get in.
The limo's back door opens. You spot the phone, but that's not all you see.
Oh, God.
This car is equipped with the works. There's a television, a refrigerator filled with sodas and snacks, a CD player, and every CD anyone could want.
Bunk school? Hell yeah. Kidnap me, I don't care. I mean, there's TV, fuck yeah.
Wow, this car is loaded, you declare. The driver laughs.
That's right. Hop in and help yourselves to a soda. Put on some music.
Your parents always told you to never get into a stranger's car. On the other hand, you do need to call for help, and a cold soda sure would taste good. What should you do? Do you decide to get into the limo? Or do you decide you'd better not?
I mean... I love this book so much. I have 2 lives, right?
You sure do.
Fine, I'm gonna get one and I'm gonna get in the car.
You're gonna get into the limo.
I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I mean, either way, if I get kidnapped, there's soda, there's TV. Maybe the TV doesn't work.
Oh no.
Maybe the music only plays Nickelback.
No, it said every CD you could ever want. Because it's pre-streaming, I assume.
Oh, jeez, it is Nickelback. No, even worse, it's fucking Justin Timberlake.
So what if your parents told you not to get in strange cars? This is an exception. All right, you exclaim. Liz steps into the luxurious limo first and leans back in the buttery leather seat. You follow her in and reach for a soda. Without warning, the door slams, power locks click. Seatbelts shoot out and strap you tightly in place. Strapped and trapped.
How could I not have foreseen this?
Axel guns the engine. Hey, you yell. What's going on?
I can't reach the soda.
The limo roars away. You twist in your seat to stare back at the museum. Where's Mr. Dunning when you need him? A figure runs out the front door.
Oh, God.
It's Jake!
Liz cries. Jake is waving his arms and shouting. You can hear his words faintly. Come back! Oh, he had a voice.
He had a voice.
Come back!
He yells.
It was just a joke.
I hate him.
Jake?
Liz sputters.
I'm going to kill Jake!
Me too.
A sudden burst of blue light, like a camera flash, blinds you. When you can see again, you glare at Axel in the rearview mirror. What's the big idea, you ask? Or you start to ask. Actually, the words never leave your mouth. Instead, you gape in horror at Axel's face. Rattle on to page 89.
Jeez.
Any kind of, guesses as to what's going on with Axel's face?
He's waxed too. I mean...
I guess we'll see.
He's sitting in the front seat, so clearly the sun is beaming down on him. It's too fucking hot. Clearly, if you're in a fancy limousine, so they've got all the sodas, they've got every CD we want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of anything, if they skipped out on anything, and my biggest horror, my actual thought was, oh god, the phone is called to collect. It's a PayPal. It's payphone. No, but clearly he's wearing a fancy suit. Of course he's gonna melt.
Yeah,
That-
well, let's see if your premonition is correct.
Maybe he's a vampire.
Yow! He's a monster!
Liz yells.
I know.
What happened to your face? You croak. Axel clacks his yellow teeth together.
Don't you like it? My boss, Sybil Wicked, gave me a facelift.
Huh? A facelift, you repeat, horrified.
His boss?
Liz whispers. You stare at each other. You just had a horrible idea. Where are you taking us, Axel? You ask.
To Miss Sybil, of course.
Axel says.
I faxed pictures of your faces on ahead to her.
Oh, wow.
She's dying to meet you both.
Oh my god.
You gulp. You don't know who this Miss Sybil is, or what she wants with you, but you don't feel any need to find out. You've got to get out of this limo.
I'm sorry, but that's a product of its time. They faxed photos to us. I mean, we still have a fax that works at our in our building because we have phone lines. Because it's I work in a very, very old building. I work in a heritage building, so of course we have the ancient phone lines. We still fax things. Oh, geez, that's a product of its time.
The phone!
Liz whispers in your ear.
Call 911!
Great idea. You reach for the phone. That's when you notice it only has 3 buttons, and none of them say 911. One button has a picture of a clock on it. The second has a laughing
Yeah, I can do words good.
Right. The second has a laughing jester's face. The third is completely blank. You've got to push one of them. It's your only chance. But which one?
Well, none of them in the emergency services.
The button with the clock, the blank button, or the laughing jester?
Sorry. Yeah, so none of them are clearly the emergency services. I mean, predictions being the jester is gonna shoot fucking cream pie in my face. Yep. And then the clock, I doubt that would be the same as the deck of cards.
Oh, I hope you don't get sent back to the beginning of the book, sparing you a life again.
Oh, man. No, you want me to die. Love you too.
Look.
So you've kept me around for this long. That was my ankle. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I didn't... Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, nasty. Sorry.
So, Lilybug, we're going with the clock, the blank button, or the laughing jester. You've got 3 choices. Well, 3 options, 1 choice.
I mean, I still have 2 lives, which is good. God. Butts. Buttons. Bat.
Clock, blank button, laughing jester.
Fuck it, let's go for the jester.
Cool, we're going to page 72.
And it's not going to be the little blue tiefling that everyone loves. Troy has not watched Critical Role, it's fine.
I have not seen enough of Critical Role to know that, no.
There is over 600 hours of content, so no shit. Yeah, you're not dumb like me and binge the entire thing in 2.5 months.
I'm too busy recording my own D&D podcasts.
Exactly. Check out Season's Quest.
You decide to try the laughing jester button. This one looks sort of friendly, you declare. Picking up the phone, you push the button. Bzz, 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 bzz. Busy.
You mean they don't have call waiting?
Liz grumbles. You try again. Bzz, 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 bzz. Still busy. Want to try again? Or would you rather try one of the other phone buttons?
I'll try one of the other phone buttons.
Try the laughing jester again. Push the button with the clock. Or try the blank button.
I mean, nothing, I mean, the idea of nothing and the unknown scares me. But this is supposed to be scary. Troy, press the blank button.
You're going to push the blank button?
I'm going to push the blank button.
Okay. We're heading over to page 35.
That's always a good run.
That's always a good one. 35 is always a great page.
35's always great.
You decide on the blank button. Here goes nothing, you mutter. Picking up the phone, you press. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Busy? I don't believe this, you grumble.
Oh my god.
But the next time you try, you hear a click. Then a recorded voice comes over the line.
Of course.
I'm sorry, your call cannot go through, but you can.
What?
The limo screeches to a halt. In the mirror, you catch a glimpse of Axel's face.
Am I still wearing a seatbelt?
It's furious. As furious as a bear skull can look, that is. The floor of the limousine drops out, a trap door.
I'm sorry?
Your seatbelt flies open.
Oh.
Next thing you know, you and Liz are shooting down a long, sloping tunnel.
God.
Drop down to page 66.
66.
66!
66.
That's like spooning, but you both got your heads at the bottom of the bed.
Exactly. It's just much warmer down there.
Whoa! You cry. You're on a metal slide bouncing off stone walls. Down, down, down you go. Finally, you land with a thud.
Ew.
Where are we?
Liz stammers as she picks herself up. You gaze around. You're in a windowless little room that looks like a dungeon cell.
So it's the same as the room we're in right now.
Greenish water oozes down slimy stone walls and makes puddles at the bottom. In one corner, there's a wooden door. It's held closed by a rusted chain and a big padlock. The door, chain, and lock are thickly covered with spider webs.
Ugh.
Ugh, you shudder. Spiders give you the creeps.
Mm.
I don't know where we are, you reply, brushing yourself off. But I know we've got to get out of here before that weirdo Axel finds us.
Yeah.
Liz agrees.
And if we don't get back to the wax museum before Mr. Dunning misses us, we've had it.
You don't really want to go through the spider webs to the door.
No, I don't.
You gaze up at the chute that dumped you here. You might be able to climb back up, but will the skull-faced Axel be waiting for you?
Skull-faced?
Yeah,
Jeez.
they mentioned his bare skull a couple of times.
Oh, it did. Oh, I'm sorry.
You should be.
I should be. I will be. When Troy locks me in this cage and I have to do another podcast.
So are you going to try the locked door through the spider webs, or are you going to climb the chute?
Oh. Thinking about the spiders makes me think about how we're going to have to clean the garage. I will tell you about that later. Yeah. Screw it. Let's try the spider webs.
Going for the locked door on page 14.
Yay!
We already know where the other end of the chute comes out, so I guess we should investigate the locked door, you say reluctantly.
If you say so.
Liz agrees.
But I'm not going first.
Just what you hoped she wouldn't say. Oh well. Clenching your teeth, you brush the sticky spider's webs aside until you can...
You need to eat something. That actually scared me.
Gave myself a fright actually with my own stomach noises.
God. Oh man, sorry.
Clenching your teeth, you brush the sticky spider webs aside until you can see the padlock. You hold it in your palm. Something brushes the underside of your hand. You look down. A big, hairy, black spider crawls over your palm. Yuck!
Hi, baby.
You shudder from head to foot. Then the spider sidesteps to another part of the web, and the rusty padlock crumbles in your hand.
Nice going.
No problem, you answer modestly.
See, you don't have to kill spiders. Just the ones that bite you. I mean, it could have become Spider-Man right there.
Just then, yeah.
Just then.
But the next step isn't so easy, because you don't know what's on the other side of that door. Taking a deep breath, you give the door a push. It creaks open. Liz stands back. You step inside and gasp. You can't believe your eyes. Turn to page 37.
I clearly can't believe my eyes because I have no idea what I'm seeing. Love it.
What is it?
Liz cries, moving up behind you. Then she sees what you see.
Oh wow.
She mutters.
Too strange.
You're in someone's bedroom. Everything is purple. The walls, the furniture, the bedspread is lavender.
That actually sounds like my bedroom. But I knew someone had to have a sex dungeon, but damn. That is not what I expected.
2 doors in the far wall are painted dark plum. But it's not the purple that's getting to you.
It's Gilmore. You won't get that, sorry.
It's not the fact that there are no windows either. It's what's on the walls. Dozens of giant blown up photos. And they're all of your face. and Liz's.
Okay, no thanks. Stalkers. Nah, no. Just dealt with one. Nope. Not fun.
You and Liz walk slowly around the room, studying the pictures. They're all marked up. Your nose, your eyes, your mouth are covered with circles, arrows, and measurements. Someone has penciled notes next to them. Excellent nostrils. Correct lower lip. Upper lip. Good. Adjust eye colour. Liz calls you from across the room.
You've got to see this,
She says. Siren.
I was gonna say, I didn't know if that could be picked up.
Yeah, it can.
Oh, I love it.
Wheel. They know that you're in danger down in this dungeon.
They found me.
So now, as a cosplayer, Lilybug,
Oh dear.
you obviously have looked and studied characters' costumes and their measurements and what you need to do in terms of makeup and how to adjust your prosthetic ears or face and whatnot.
Yeah, I used to actually also make wedding dresses.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
However, these are pictures of your face and marked up for, I can only assume. But Liz says,
You've got to see this. It gets worse.
Oh, yay.
and on page 95, we're going to find out what Liz thinks is worse than pictures of your face.
It's probably a broken nail, let's be real. Jesus, she's coming off like that prissy bitch. She's probably used to the limousine. It's probably why she got in so freely. Let's be real.
Liz is staring at a framed yellow newspaper clipping that hangs on the wall.
It's about a terrible fire at Dr. Wicked's lab 3 years ago,
She whispers. She points at a photo.
That was his daughter. He was teaching her his secret method for making lifelike wax dummies.
Call me what? Oh my god.
You lean forward and peer at the photo. It shows a girl with long black hair. Her face has been cut out of the picture. Sybil Wicked, age 14, was lost in the blaze, you read. You feel very cold all of a sudden. Liz, you say. Didn't Axel say he works for Sybil Wicked? Liz nods. Her freckled face is pale. But how, you ask, how can he work for someone who's dead? Go to page 73.
I mean, people work at Disneyland still, and they say that the mouse is still following him. Sorry, but you can cut that out because Disney don't like negative things. Sorry, I've just destroyed your entire podcast.
Oh no, Disney, don't come after me.
Disney, why? Disney did that.
I'd rather not find out,
Liz declares.
We've got to get out of here. Come on, let's try those doors.
Wait a second, you call. You've spotted a blueprint tacked to the wall by the bed. You cross the room for a closer look. Liz is right behind you. Detailed drawings show a machine that looks like a steel octopus. 8 robotic arms reach out from a round stainless steel cylinder.
Well, we know where this is going.
Each arm has a different function and is labelled clearly. Face peeler, eye popper, lip ripper, ear eraser, nose nipper, chin skinner, bone breaker, skin scaler. The machine is labelled the facelifter.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I'd rather than them use those tentacles on my butt. I'd prefer that in this situation. Jesus. Oh my god. See, if this was 2020, they would be promoting that as some celebrity treatment. Kim
yeah.
Kardashian would be the first person to use it and promote the hell out of it and try and make it her own.
Black Mirror.
Oh god. Sorry.
Oh, gross,
Liz exclaims.
It lifts the features right off your face. Do you think that's what happened to Axel?
Before you can answer, you hear footsteps outside the room. It's hard to tell which direction they're coming from. You need to hide. But should you risk going through one of the 2 doors and maybe running into someone, or should you dive under the bed?
Who's under the bed though?
Ooh, I never even thought of that.
Oh jeez.
Are you going for the doors or are you going to dive under the bed?
I mean, if I'm under the bed, then I'm still in the same room. If I go for one of the doors, then maybe there's another hallway with another turban lady that's going to tell me to pick another card. And I get to keep my first life. No. Again, overthinker. Lily, stop it. Lily, stop it. Bed, doors, bed, doors, bed, doors. Bed! It's Friday, I'm tired. Bed!
Diving under the bed, page 90. Bed, you decide. The doors are too risky. You and Liz dive under the bed. It's a tight fit. The springs sag, making it hard to move, and the dust is so thick you figure it hasn't been cleaned since the last ice age.
Fuck, my hay fever's gonna give me away. Damn!
Next to you, Liz makes a strangled sound. She must be trying not to sneeze, you think. Shh! You hush her. You hear a door opening, though you can't tell which one. The footsteps are in the room now. You hold your breath. Liz's arm is smushed up against your face. It feels kind of wet. Gross. You reach out to shove her away. Your hand sinks into something slimy. Something that pulses gently.
Oh god, turn it off.
Something that's making a gurgling sound, so quietly that only you can hear it.
Oh my god, Sybil, clean your toys, please. Jeez. Jesus.
And that something isn't Liz. Turn to page 128.
128. Oh, gonna get eaten.
There really are monsters under the bed.
Oh!
You want to scream in terror, but you can't, because then whoever is in the room will hear you. So you battle the slimy thing under the bed in silence, kicking, shoving, even biting. The trouble is, the more you struggle, the more the sticky goo gums up your hands, your face, and every part of you.
I knew it.
Soon your mouth and eyes are sealed shut with the goo. You think it might be wise to yell now, but it's too late. You can't yell. You can't even move. You can only lie there helpless as the slime monster wraps itself around you and starts digesting you whole.
Oh!
Oh well. Easy come, easy goo.
Oh, come on! You're gonna end in a pun? That's the worst! See, I knew there was gonna be something under the bed.
The end.
No! Bow, bow, bow.
So you've lost your first life, Lily.
Finally, after how long? How long have we been going? An hour and a half? While Troy recounts, let me remind you that we had to reset. So we've met both the doctors and we've met the executioner. We've gone through the skin centre, and then we went roundabout, come back, and now we've met Sybil. Now that I remember the name Sybil Wicked, Troy's probably not focusing, but that's okay. Sybil Wicked, I do actually remember. She returned in a more recent redo of the Goosebumps series. I can't remember exactly which book, but I'm pretty sure it's in the 2014-2015 area.
Oh.
Somewhere around there she did return, but I think she was brought back and her character was blonde, whereas we see the Morticia in this one, but I do remember seeing a Sybil Wicked that was blonde.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Goosebumps fans, check that out if it does exist. If it doesn't, tell Lily she's wrong.
Yeah, most people do anyway, it's okay.
Now, Lily, you visited 42 different pages in this book, and you made 11 different choices. Well, that's not entirely true. You made 10 different choices. You made a different choice on page 75 each time.
Fun.
But now's the time. You're about to jump in with your second life. What are you going to do? I'm going to skip page 75 because you've made both of those choices. On page 30, you decided to find out what was moving in the shadows instead of ignoring it and going after Jake. On page 130, you decided to push the green button instead of the yellow button. On page 94, you decided to keep running and not look back instead of looking over your shoulder. On page 109, you decided to go into the building where you saw the ticket lady instead of going back on the street where the doctors were.
And that led to my keeping of this life.
Back on page 69.
Nice.
Oh, well, yeah, 116 you drew a card.
That's right. So that's a weird one.
Yeah, so 116 you drew a black card, which meant you went back into the past.
Oh, now I'm getting the tummy rumbles. I've got to get pizza.
On 69, you decided to get into the limo instead of not getting in the limo.
Nice. Okay, that's what led to the sexy decisions.
On 89, you were offered choice of a clock button, a blank button, or the laughing jester button. When you clicked the laughing jester button, you got taken to page 72, which let you choose between clicking it again or choosing the button with the clock or the blank button. And you chose the blank button. On page 66, you decided to try the locked door behind the spiderwebs instead of climbing up the chute. And most recently, on page 73...
The fatal decision.
you decided to dive under the bed instead of going for one of the doors. Now, Lilybug, this is your biggest path that you get to pick from. Which choice would you like to go back to continue with your second life?
Well, oh, that really is a hard decision because there's so many questions. There's so many ones that are standing out. That's like, I shouldn't do that one because I know that's going to lead to an easy death. But I'm curious. But you know what I mean?
Well, you get to have a little bit of fun with it. You've got you know, you did get that extended first life with the time travel.
I really did.
Really managed to clock up your episode length there.
Oh, jeez, I'm so sorry, guys.
You're already double the length of some other people's episodes in which they've died twice much quicker than you have.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So which choice do you feel like you made, I don't know, either the wrong choice or you could have done something a little bit different to explore something else?
Well, I mean, my first instinct is to let's go for the doors instead of the bed.
You'd like to just jump back to your most recent decision?
Pterodactyl noises. What's the one that's standing out to me? What is the one that is standing out to me? Actually, it's the buttons that stand out to me, to be honest.
The green and yellow buttons?
I'm curious about the green and yellow buttons.
Because you pressed the green button, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
That's right. You were being chased. You got put into the skin-scraping centre room where Jake had just been carried away, Hannibal style. And you were looking for a distraction, a yellow button or a green button. Is this your final choice? As in, is this the one you were choosing to go back in time to start your second life?
Sure. Fuck it. You can subtitle this episode just fuck it.
And you were choosing to press the yellow button instead of the green button this time, I assume?
Yeah. No, I'm going to press the green button again. No.
We're headed to page 16 to find out how Lilybug continues their story.
This is back in the museum.
This is in your very first timeline, before you got sucked away into the mysterious unknown.
Into the... no.
You push the yellow button. Instantly, screams and moans of agony fill your ears. Wall panels open, revealing dioramas on both sides of the hall. Ah! Liz screams too. Wax figures from the history of horror pose in gruesome scenes. You're surrounded by villains and monsters. Not the kind of distraction you had in mind.
Not exactly.
Count Dracula bears fangs dripping with the blood of the wax victim in his arms.
Jesus.
The creature from the Black Lagoon drags a screaming woman into a steaming swamp. Mud monsters, King Jellyjam, the Mummy. Monsters from every Goosebumps book you've ever read, every movie you've ever seen. They're all here with you in this exhibit hall of horror. But they're only wax, you tell yourself. Exhibits in the museum. And all that roaring, screaming, and crying. It's being pumped in through the speakers. Scary, but fake. Right?
No, it's my classmates, isn't it?
Meanwhile, the skin-scraping centre sign flashes on and off at the end of the hall, reminding you of the real danger ahead. Go to page 122.
You know, it's funny. That sort of situation would be my absolute jam, to hang out with classic monsters.
Yep.
Like, I don't know Universal's situation. I know we've already touched on Disney,
yeah.
so let's just call this copyright claim. Universal does the Hollywood Horror Nights. They're definitely not doing it this year. But they did have one year where they had an entire... I think it was a scare zone. So they've got the houses and then they've got the areas that you can walk around, interact. I do know one year they had the... Oh no, it definitely was a house. It was a house that they had all the classic horror monsters. So you had Dracula, you had the creature from the Black Lagoon, you had the Mummy, you had all those kinds of creatures. And like I do remember seeing Tim Tracker. He does Florida, the Florida units and all that stuff. Love him. He's so great. The one thing that stood out to me was the Dracula unit that actually pumped in a light to make everything look like it was black and white.
Oh, cool.
That was so cool and so immersive. I do apologise. Immersive.
Universal was recently trying to launch their own cinematic universe with the classic horror monsters, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
And it didn't do well.
It really didn't. I think they tried too hard.
I think they tried a couple of times.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't building traction, I believe.
It really wasn't. Like, there was something that was just missed. There are some films and some series, kind of like Goosebumps, that are products of their time in the best way.
Oh yeah.
Whenever someone says something's a product of their time, they're usually saying like, "Oh, that means there's racist bits in behind them." No, like these films have some sort of classic. Like it's the start of film. It's the start of people creating these stories, creating characters that really stand out. And there's something I think about that charm that's really lost when they try to redo it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so I think that's what would have happened in that situation.
Especially with the advance of technology, your suspension of disbelief is harder because now you have to think, what, they don't have cell phones or they don't have reception or there isn't a person 2 meters away, there isn't Wi-Fi, like what's going on here?
Exactly. Like, it's so hard because like back in the day when these films were originally released, when they're in, you're paying like what two nickels to go to the pictures. You get all dressed up and you get to sit around and you get to see the scariest things because they. When you see these pictures, the picture films, they're I'm giving you some Pam, sorry. Like, you go to see the films and, like, you're in absolute disbelief. Like, how did they create this? Is this real? Am I going to see this thing? Like, it's that charm. Like, whereas these days, people are like, that's fake.
Yep.
I can see the CG. I can tell that's 3D. Like, unfortunately, that's my situation with a lot of films, with a lot of horror films these days. Like, if I can see, it's films, not books. Like, if I can start to pick up on tropes, it really kind of kills it for me.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, as you just said, you know, because that's one of the things you now pick up on, I would like to extend a challenge to you.
Oh.
I would love to see at any point in the future, not anytime soon, I'd love to see a Sybil Wicked cosplay. I'd like to see you play this Wicked Wax Museum woman.
Oh, that's a really good point.
Because that's latex, liquid latex, right?
Well, that's
You'll have to be.
It could be latex. It could be scar wax.
Ooh.
And what people aren't seeing, unless it's put in the thumbnail.
Oh, they'll see it.
Yeah, they'll see
Wink.
it. Sybil has quite lavender skin, and she's got very defined. I want to say drippage on her skin. And
oh yeah.
Yeah, and like a part of me is thinking that's got to be scar wax. Cause if it's latex, you get that creepy texture, but if it's scar wax, it's gonna hold shape.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean it could be a prosthetic, but hey, where's the fun in that? The thing is, the wax is also in the wig. It's also in the hair. So this is going to be fun.
And sorry, did you say you were giving us a little bit of Pam, as in Pamela Hancock, in your voice there for a second?
Maybe a little bit. I love Pam so much.
Okay, well, hold off, because you're episode 12.
Yes.
But spoilers, episode 13 will feature Pamela Hancock.
Oh my god!
So you are the prelude to Pamela Hancock.
Oh, yay, cool. I don't have to go after Pam, thank God. No one can be Pam.
Let's just hope that in Prelude, you're going to be more lewd than prey.
I think I already have been, let's be real.
Did you like that? More lewd than prey? I did.
I love it.
Came up with it just then. Original content.
Original.
There's no safe place to go. The door behind you is locked. The door ahead of you leads to skin scraping, whatever that is. But you know you have to get there and save Jake. You and Liz cling to each other as you walk through the hall of horrors, past Count Dracula, past the creature from the Black Lagoon, past the mud monsters, past all of them. The hall is about as long as a football field, and about halfway through, you stop. Did you see what you thought you saw? You study the waxy red drops of blood clinging to Dracula's fangs. His lips are curled back, showing blood-soaked gums and a crimson tongue. Out of the corner of your eye, you see the scaly creature from the Black Lagoon in the next exhibit case. His webbed hands clutch the long hair of his victim and tighten their grip in front of your eyes. You weren't just imagining things. Count Dracula really is turning to focus his red eyes on you, and so are all the figures in this wicked hall of wax.
Hey, Draco.
They're all alive, just like the executioner. As if they can read your thoughts, suddenly all the wax creatures drop their victims and turn their evil eyes on you.
Oh god.
Race to page 88.
Too far. Okay, bye.
I don't need to keep track because you're not going to turn back to any of those pages.
Oh no. You just saw two lovely words, didn't you?
No.
Oh.
Just you've had your life, so you're not gonna transport back to another choice.
Oh,
I don't need to keep track of where those pages are anymore.
Oh, true.
All at once, the living, breathing wax villains step, crawl and fall out of their horror scenes. Clawed hands, fanged mouths and slime-covered arms reach out for you and Liz. Ooh, careful of those slimy arms. You've already slimed to death once.
I know. Oh, gelatinous cube has got me so many times in D&D, it's not funny.
I ended up trapped inside a gelatinous cube in our winter campaign.
No! Oh my god, those are honestly the worst. Oh, was it acidic though?
Yes. You decide not to stick around and find out what they have in mind. Run, Liz! You cry over the shouts, moans and groans of the pack of creatures.
She twists her ankle again.
Run to the skin centre! You both make a mad dash for the end of the hall, but Count Dracula is a step ahead of you. His cold, waxy form steps into your path just before you get to the glass door. He smiles a horrible, fanged smile. You put on the brakes and take a step back. The rest of the wax attackers line up behind the Count. The Wolfman howls. The Frankenstein monster groans, breathing their hot, rancid breath in your faces. They advance on you.
Have a tic-tac.
You retreat in sheer terror. Your legs are shaking. Liz's teeth are chattering. Looks as if they've got you trapped. The door behind you is locked, remember? Dracula licks his lips hungrily. With all these monsters breathing down your necks, there's only one thing you can think of to do.
Mummy told me she had a dream like this once.
And that thing to do is go to page 55.
Oh yay.
You push the green button.
What?
Yeah, there's only one thing to do. You push the green button.
So we're back on this. Oh, fun!
A pair of tongs reaches down and lifts you and Liz up. There's a mist, the floor disappears, you find yourself out on the fucking street.
We're gonna skip ahead again, are we?
Yep, page 33, you skip and go on to page 94 where you had to make a choice last time, and will you make the same choice again? Let's see. Chaotic.
Let's get out the rain! Sorry.
The Strangler is reaching for Liz. You guys run away. You feel a weird sense of deja vu again. Do you look back over your shoulder, or do you keep running and don't look back?
Do I extend this another hour and follow my exact route again? Troy already hates me and wants to get me out of here anyway.
No, this is very funny. I think this is a great comedic episode.
I love
A great way for season 2 to continue.
Oh, what do we do? Do we look back? He's probably going to grab us. Oh, let's think. You know what? I love ya. Let's look back.
You're going to look back over your shoulder this time.
Let's look back.
For the first time, we're heading to page 50. There are 50 Give Yourself Goosebumps books.
Oh. See? Good number.
Well, I mean, there's 42 and then there's 8 specials, so 50.
It still counts.
You glance back over your shoulder to see if the Strangler is following you. Hey, you exclaim with relief. You stop running and stare back in amazement. Now, you made a prophetic remark earlier.
Oh.
He isn't moving.
Ah!
From where you're standing, it's obvious that the Strangler isn't as scary as you thought he was.
Is he made out of wax?
Liz asks breathlessly.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that's what I think, you declare. Boy, are we stupid. Let's go back and take a closer look.
No!
You run back down the block to where the figure still stands with his hands stretched out, ready to strangle his next victim.
Oh, come on.
Aha! Just as you thought. He's wax, all right. You laugh. This whole setup is just another scene. Liz stops before she gets too close.
Are you sure he's wax?
She asks nervously.
Even in this timeline, we've already seen so many creatures that are covered in wax that are not actually made of wax. I don't trust it!
Are you absolutely sure?
Go to page 113.
Oh, fun. 113? Oh no!
113!
113!
Sure, I'm sure he's made of wax, you laugh. Look, I'll prove it. I'll put my neck right in his hands.
Oh!
See?
Oh, now I'm the stupid one.
You back up to the wax figure and slide your neck between his outstretched hands. For once, one of these wax figures really is just wax.
Oh my god.
To convince Liz, you stand this way for a few seconds. Look, you joke. He's strangling me. Haha, help.
Very funny.
Liz says. Okay, you say, giving up the joke. He's not really strangling me. Who would want to strangle a nice kid like me? You start to step forward, out of the strangler's hands. Warm fingers tighten around your neck.
Ah!
You feel your ear being cut off. You can't scream.
What?
Or talk, or breathe. Mist surrounds you again. You feel as if you're floating. You can't see a thing. Everything is dark. Everything is nothing now.
What?
Who would want to strangle a nice kid like you? The Strangler would.
For fuck's sake.
That's who.
The end.
Oh my god! Wow.
Unfortunately, you got.
I mean, what did I fucking expect?
No, I mean, you can't be too upset. You've lasted over an hour 40 in this recording.
Yeah.
With some editing down, you're still going to have a decently lengthy episode.
I'm so sorry.
No, you went on a wonderfully wicked, wax-filled adventure.
Wow.
Axe-venture, even.
Even. I got an axe and then I lost it.
Exactly.
It was exceptional.
Boo! Lilybug, what did you think? That was...
That is so nostalgic. That's the first thing that comes to mind. It is so nostalgic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, it's the fixing. You're going on a school field trip.
Oh, yep.
To a stone building. I joked about it being a prison.
Yep, you did.
They're all trapped inside.
Yep.
I mean, nowadays, having grown up with books similar to this, like, I mean, the Goosebumps series is a classic, don't get me wrong.
It sure is.
Like, growing up with similar stories, it does become a little bit predictable.
Mm-hmm.
Hence my so horrible banter. I'm so sorry.
No, the banter is one of the best things, because, like, when did somebody last read you a book?
I don't remember.
Exactly.
I don't think my mummy read a book.
Even that, like, aspect of it, I feel, is, like, somewhat nostalgic, so just having someone read you a story.
Yeah.
And especially, you know, incorporating the role-play element of you're being given the choices. I just love that. It's something interesting and fun to do with your friends.
It is. It's so much fun. I mean, we've been friends for about 5 years. We've been married for 5 years.
Exactly.
Maybe even 6 at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like, it is fun just to sit down and, like, run through these stories with a friend. Because it's kind of like playing a 2-player game.
Yeah.
It's kind of like doing a one-shot D&D game with the DM and the one player.
Yep.
Those things are possible. Like,
And R.L. Stine was our DM.
Yeah.
I facilitated. I was the mediator.
Yeah.
You were the player.
Yeah.
And you just played the fuck out of that book.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
You went through time, all the way back to the beginning, tricking me out of a...
Out of life.
I thought I was going to get you, like, so quick there. I was like, yes, here we go. It's going to say back in time, we're going to turn a page, and at the end will be there. Nope, you're going back to page 1? And then you got to make completely different choices and just, like, have that almost like a bonus life, which is crazy.
It was. I was so lucky.
Look, I don't plan on giving out bonus lives. You'd have to be pretty exceptional to get a bonus life. But
Troy? Are you saying I'm not exceptional?
I'm saying that after you got with the executioner, you became exceptional.
The end.
How dare you end it on a pun?
Oh man, it was so good.
It was so good.
That was so good. So technically we didn't technically meet Sybil. We
No.
learned about her, but we didn't meet her.
No, at no point did you meet Sybil.
No.
You never saw Mr. Dunning again.
No.
You didn't see the rest of your class.
No.
In fact, other than that one time you saw Jake from the limousine,
Come back.
yeah, you never saw him again.
I was stuck with the dead weight.
Yep.
Seriously.
Just
like,
Liz.
Just Liz. I swear Liz was dead weight at this point. Like, she didn't do anything.
No, she twisted her ankle.
She did. And held me back and was like, I can't move. I need a rest.
And she saved you from the executioner.
Good point.
Yep.
Good point.
Yep. That one time.
That one time. You had one job.
Yep. And she did it.
And that was it.
But hey, I had one job and that was to read you a book. You had one job and that was to pick a path. You've picked your path. Thank you so much, LillyBug, for joining me on Pick a Path podcast.
Thank you so much, Troy J. Malcolm.
Aww. You can, of course, check out LillyBug on all of her social medias, which are linked below.
They will be Facebook, Instagram. I do have a TikToks. I do also have a YouTube. Don't really upload there just yet, but we'll change that maybe.
We'll link them below. Check it out. If you see that LillyBug has been posting a whole lot more content, you know that she got goosebumped into creativity.
Oh, I did.
If they didn't, then maybe this isn't how the podcast ended.
Maybe
you really did get gooped.
Maybe.
Just ends the recording, just on, maybe they did get gooped.
Goop.
Thank you, and good night, spooky boys and girls and non-binary ghouls.
Folks, all the peoples. All the peoples.
All the peoples.
All the peoples.
This podcast featured the track Horror Voices Screaming and Whispering by Roderigoxum at freesound.org/s/584602, licensed under Attribution 4.0.